Is a new Canon Professional R system body going to be announced along with the 100mm f2.8, the 400mm f2.8, and the 600mm f4 later this month? Let's get into it. Thanks for tuning in to The Ordinary Filmmaker. Subscribe to get notification of new videos like this one so you don't miss any news, rumors, gear reviews, or tutorials. And a big thanks to Atomos for sponsoring The Ordinary Filmmaker. I'm using the Ninja 5 external recorder for all my studio work as it saves me a ton of time in post. Want to speed up your projects in post? Well, then use my links down below to purchase your own Ninja. And now for the news. In a follow-up to yesterday's news, while we're getting the RF 100mm f2.8, 400mm f2.8, and the 600mm f4 later this month, there's no sign of any Canon camera bodies set to be released. Well, that's according to Nakashita. The recently registered Canon cameras were DS12-6834 for the PowerShot PIC, DS12-6843 for the EOS KISS M2, and DS12-6849 for the PowerShot Zoom. So no Canon unreleased camera has been found with public certification bodies. Nakashita usually picks up on camera certifications instantly. These are significant as they indicate an imminent announcement. Now, once a certification has been granted, an announcement usually occurs within 1 to 3 months of that certification. The lack of any certification indicates new Canon camera bodies won't be coming out until May or June at the earliest. And I know what you're thinking. Why would Canon release the 400mm f2.8 and the 600mm f4 without a professional grade camera to go along with it, with everything that's being rumored? Well, that's a good question, but unless they're planning a last-minute certification, or we missed one, there's nothing on the radar. Possible cameras coming out that would make good use of these lenses would include an APS-C R system body, which we've heard very little about lately, or a high megapixel R system camera. Now, both of these cameras were on the radar for 2021, but Canon rumors said that we shouldn't expect any major announcement until the second half, as Canon's catching up with demand as they've fought with production and supply issues. And of course, the other camera that could make good use of these lenses would be the Canon EOS R1. Now let's take a look at the 3 cameras that I've just mentioned. Now the Canon EOS R1, I would be surprised if it doesn't make an appearance at the Olympics. So we could get some sort of announcement of the R1, perhaps a development announcement stating that it would show up in beta form at the Olympics. Now that high megapixel camera that I talked about, the R system, well, Canon rumors did say that that camera would make an announcement this year, or Canon would make an announcement of that camera this year, but we wouldn't see it until 2022. And of course, the R system body, yeah, it's possible. But again, we don't have any camera certifications to indicate anything's going to happen this month. So we'll just have to wait and see. New Macs could have a larger view area than the current 27-inch, according to a story found on Apple Insider. Now, I'd suspect, if true, that the screen actually physically won't be any bigger. The extra display area or resolution could be achieved by just simply shrinking the bezel, which is absolutely huge on these models. And they did the same thing with the MacBook Pro in 2019, giving it an extra inch in display. So previous models had a 15-inch display. The MacBook Pro 2019 had a, 1-inch display, had a 16-inch display. So by reducing the bezel, Apple could increase the display area by as much as 3 inches, which would improve things for us video makers. But that's it for now. Don't forget to subscribe for your chance to win 2 Angelbird 128GB AV Pro MK2 V90 SD cards along with a dual UHS-2 card reader. Or you could also win a Ulanzi LED light package with accent lights, an underwater light, and various other flat panel lights that you can use for lighting your subject, or as a starter kit for starting your own YouTube channel. I'll be awarding these 2 prize bundles once the channel reaches 30,000 subscribers. And then I'll offer up other prize bundles all the way up to 100,000, at which point I'll be awarding a brand new Canon EOS R5 full-frame mirrorless camera to one lucky viewer. And on that bombshell, thanks. Oh, actually, no, I do have a couple of other things I want to remind you of. Don't forget to vote in the Spring Challenge. You can reach the Spring Challenge by going to, well, actually, just down below there where you see Ordinary Filmmaker, it's a link. Go ahead and click that, and then go over to the Community tab and click on that. And if you have trouble getting to it that way, depending on what device you're looking on, go ahead into the description and look where it says Spring Challenge Vote. Click on that and it'll take you to where you can vote. Oh, and one other thing too, starting Friday, you can now, or starting last Friday, you can now pre-order the Ordinary Filmmaker hat. They'll start shipping this coming Friday. So you can pick those up now from theordinaryfilmmaker.com for $34.99. And that is it for now. Have yourself a happy Easter, and I hope you have a good, long, and safe weekend. We'll see you again soon.